Hello and welcome to today's SCORE webinar, Dominate the Market with ChatGPT, Budget-Friendly Marketing in 60 Minutes a Week. This webinar is being presented by Ashley Price Horton, a SCORE subject matter expert. I would like to thank you, Ashley, for sharing this important information and trust all of our viewers will find it both informative and helpful. My name is Leslie Swope. I'm a volunteer with SCORE of Chester and Delaware counties. SCORE is a nonprofit organization that has been in existence for over 50 years and is a resource partner of the SBA. SCORE's mission is to foster strong small business community by providing free mentorship and business education. We are here to support you and help you grow your business. Here in Chester and Delaware counties, we have 100 volunteers ready to help. Our mentoring and most of our educational programs are free. You will find many tools, templates, and other business resources on our website resource library. I encourage you to go on there and just look around because there is a lot of great information that you can download for free. Next slide. This webinar is a recorded webinar, and it will be made available to you after today's session. You'll all be placed on mute so we can avoid any distractions. Ashley will address your questions in the Q&A box during and after today's presentation. Please use the Q&A box for questions. Use the chat box if you have a comment or a resource to share. Now I'd like to introduce Ashley Price Horton. She is a software engineer at JP Morgan Chase Bank for 5 years before advancing to senior marketing strategist at JP Morgan Chase Bank. Eventually, she moved on and founded her own website design agency. She currently splits her time between her business clients and acting as a senior technology recruiter, connecting top-performing cybersecurity and compliance talent with companies. Ashley's experience encompasses positions from software engineer, marketing strategist, advertising consultant, researcher, web design, customer service rep, and executive assistant. Now I will turn it over to Ashley.
Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much, Leslie. I am recovering from a little cold, so you may hear me coughing a little bit, but today's session is going to be so exciting. You're going to learn how you can use ChatGPT to take over your digital marketing efforts so that instead of spending all of your time trying to figure out what you should post and what you should do, you're going to learn how to use ChatGPT to do all of that, taking your marketing time from a full week to just 1 hour per week. So in today's session, we're going to cover the following. We're going to go over a brief introduction of what ChatGPT is, some of the benefits of using ChatGPT for your digital marketing. We're going to talk about how you can use ChatGPT to create your social media posts, how to use it to create your email funnels, your blog posts, design sales scripts for your company, as well as some best practices for implementing ChatGPT for your digital marketing efforts. And then lastly, I'll give you some next steps with some actionable tips you can implement today to get the ball running. So this is going to be a very interactive session. It's not just going to be me talking. You're going to have the ability to answer some polls, and based on what your response is, it's going to determine what we cover. So the question that I have for you today is, have you ever used ChatGPT? Oh, and Leslie, I can't see the poll, so this is
Yeah,
great.
so I'll tell you the answer. So I put the polls up. I'll be putting the polls up and then I'll let you know what the results are.
Okay.
So right now, it looks like the majority of the people have used ChatGPT.
Okay, awesome. I see it. I see 16 people have said yes and 10 people have said no.
Right.
And so that's perfect because the stuff we're going to cover today is going to help you whether you have already used ChatGPT or this is your first time. So let's get started. So, what is ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT is a program that was developed by OpenAI. And what is so amazing about it is that you can ask it to do things for you or ask it questions, and it's going to provide you with information and answers and feedback. And depending on how you use ChatGPT, you can use it to make your life a lot easier. It's going to generate human-like responses, almost as if you were talking to a friend or a colleague or a professor, and it's going to stimulate conversations both for you and your end user should you decide to implement it, like on your website or other places. We're not getting into that today, but I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to help with your marketing. So, digital marketing, let's talk about what this means. You have different types of marketing. You have your marketing that's like print material, marketing that you would see maybe in a newspaper or magazine. And then you have the digital side. The digital side is marketing that you see on digital platforms like um, your websites, social media, search engine optimization, where your website will show up higher or lower on a search engine like Google or Bing or Yahoo. You have digital marketing such as content marketing, email marketing, where you're sending emails and informing people about offers that you have. There's so many ways in which you can market your company and your services, but the ultimate goal of digital marketing is for you to get in front of your ideal audience. Sometimes it's to drive traffic to your websites, generate leads, and ultimately land sales. So let's talk a little bit about AI's role in this. One of the really cool things about ChatGPT and artificial intelligence in general is that it is able to analyze a lot of data and very fast. So, where it may take you and me hours to conduct research and find answers to some of our questions, ChatGPT and AI can literally do that within seconds. So it's going to save you a lot of time. It's going to save you a lot of money and a lot of headache to just be able to get the information that you need without all of the extra hassle. So with AI and ChatGPT, there's a few ways in which you can really benefit from this, right? So you can use it to automate and optimize some of your marketing and advertisement campaigns. So instead of you having to manually do everything, ChatGPT can do that right for you. It's going to help you target the right audiences and make sure that your messaging is consistent across the board because you can train ChatGPT to do that kind of stuff for you. It will assist you in creating content, which you will see very soon because we're going to use ChatGPT to create content for us. Okay. It can help you with generating ideas and overcoming writer's block. And if you're somebody who is interested in SEO, but you don't know how to do it, ChatGPT can actually create content for you that is SEO optimized so that it shows up higher in search engines. Now, some of the benefits, as I mentioned before, it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money. It's going to increase your efficiency, your productivity, while also decreasing the amount of effort you have to put in. It can also help you improve customer engagement because depending on how you do this, if you get your customers engaged based off of the content you're creating in ChatGPT, well, now you're going to build a very intimate relationship with your customers, and it's going to feel natural to them. ChatGPT can also help you with targeting and sending personalized messages to your audience. So based on how they sign up to your services and how you target them or segment them, you can send them more personalized content and have all that content be created within seconds with ChatGPT. Okay, and it can help you obtain a competitive advantage within your market. So the next poll that I have for you now, How frequently do you post on social media? Be honest, because this next part is going to be a lot of fun. When I say social media, I mean platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. I don't know any other ones. Twitter, X, but they're there.
So,
Okay.
okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, a nice mix. Okay. So I see never, 32%. So 9 people said never, 10 people said maybe one time a week. Um, okay, 6 people said 1 to 2 times, and 3 people said 3 times daily. Okay. So the majority of you are not posting frequently on social media. And that can be for a variety of reasons. It may be because you don't feel like you have time, it's not of interest to you. Maybe the whole process of creating content is just frustrating because you put something out there and you don't get the response you're expecting. There's a lot of reasons why people don't do this, but ChatGPT can actually make creating content a lot easier. Some ways in which you can use ChatGPT for your social media efforts. You can use it to create engaging captions and headlines. You can use it to create headlines for your social media post. You can use it to create hashtags. So on platforms like Instagram and Facebook, you are allowed to, at this current time, tag 30 hashtags to a post. So what that means is if a person is following that particular hashtag, like business tips or score, and you add that to your post, well, now your post will show up for that particular hashtag. And so you can use Instagram to help you determine what hashtags you should be using to get in front of your ideal customer. Okay. With this, it will also help to enhance your content and the quality, increase that engagement like we talked about earlier, save you time, and also diversify your content. So it's not the same boring, stagnant content over and over again. It's actually content that people want to engage with. Okay. And you can use ChatGPT along with automation software to schedule out your content so that you can batch your content. And what do I mean by that? Well, if you're somebody who rarely posts on social media or don't really get enjoyment out of it, you can create 10, 20 posts at one time and then have it schedule so that they're not all being posted at the same time. One post can go out today, one post tomorrow, the next day, and now you've freed yourself up of multiple days of posting content. So Instagram has its own built-in scheduler, but there's also other platforms like Pinterest and, LinkedIn, where should you use like a third-party software, you can have it do that automation for you. Mm. ChatGPT is also great for handling customer replies. So I want to give you a scenario. Imagine, right, you're dealing with an irate customer. Maybe they're posting things about your company or you, and you're not sure how you want to respond, right? Because at the end of the day, we're expected as the business owners to show up professional at all times, right? So you can use ChatGPT to help you create a professional response that you can literally just copy and paste to respond instead of coming from a place of emotions and defensiveness, right? So you can use it to create a professional tone, a more casual, everyday conversation tone. You can even have it right in the language of a 6-year-old or a sixth grader. You have the ability to control what you get back. And lastly, some additional benefits are, as we mentioned before, the quality and the engagement that you're going to get from your audience can be much more substantial than having to do all of this yourself. And the time and saving resources of not having to hire somebody to create your content for you, which can take long, you have control over all of that. So we're going to do something fun together. We're going to create a content calendar. And what this is going to do is it's going to give you ideas of what kind of content you should post on a day-to-day basis. So we have 3 categories you can choose from: hairstyling, electrician, or cleaning company. So go ahead and vote, and we're going to use ChatGPT to create that content calendar right now. Oh man, hairstyling was in the lead for a minute. I don't know about now. Hairstyling, electrician, cleaning company.
Looks like cleaning company one.
Yep.
Oh,
They're trying to give it to us. Okay, cleaning company is the winner at 11 out of 31. All right, so let's switch over to hold on, escape. Okay, let's switch over to ChatGPT. So when you go to ChatGPT, for those of you who have never used it before, I think it's just go to Google and type in ChatGPT. Then you can get the link to sign in. And when you do sign in, it's going to take you to a page that looks just like this, blank, with a sidebar. The sidebar will have different chats that you may have had in the past. I'm going to hide that. So let's create a content calendar. Let's get our sleeves up and get ready to work. So ChatGPT is all about the prompt. The prompt is going to determine the response. So it's very good to give it exactly what you want to come back. Okay, so I already have a prompt ready to go. So I'm going to copy and paste it. And the prompt is generate a 7-day social media content calendar for Instagram for a cleaning business. Now, this is very generic. Okay, so think of this like brainstorming. The more specific you get, the better results you're going to get. Okay, so let's see what happens. All right. So here is a 7-day social media content calendar for your Instagram page. So Motivation Monday, start your week with a clean slate. Let's tackle the mess and clutter together. So it's already giving you some captions that you can use, but you can take it a step further and say like, okay, I don't just want the caption. Well, I guess it's giving you that, right? Post something that's motivating on a Monday, give a tip on Tuesday, show a before and after on Wednesday, do a throwback, maybe where you're showing one of your favorite cleanings from in the past, offer a fun fact, give a spotless Saturday, and then a self-care Sunday. Okay. Now, let's say you want to take this a step further and you are selling something. You can say something like, I am currently offering a one-time cleaning at $19.99. Just give it, very specific details. Rewrite this content calendar, but add sales-based call to actions. And what this is going to do is it's going to take all of that, but it is going to create call to actions to tell them what to do next. Right? Book your one-time cleaning for just $19.99 and kickstart your week on a fresh note. Right? Did you know you can get a sparkling home with our one-time cleaning service for only $19.99? Try it today. You see what I mean? So because I told it to give me a call to action, now it's going to incorporate that. So when you have product launches or you want to build attention to a service or a product that you're offering, that's a great way to do it, by incorporating call to actions. All right. So this is the point where we're going to pause for a minute and we're going to go over any questions that are currently in the Q&A chat. Leslie, is there anything you see so far?
I don't see anything. I don't see anything yet. If anyone has a question, please Here's one.
Okay.
Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I make it adapt and sound more like me?
Yes, that's a great question. You absolutely can. And in fact, what you do is you will train your ChatGPT to take on the tone and the voice that you like. You just have to be specific. So if you tell it, I want it to have a friendly, casual tone, I want it to sound like I'm talking to a friend, you'll put that in there. And then it will speak to your company's brand and tone and messaging. Great question.
Okay, here's another question. I am often lost or a comment for correct prompts.
Okay. So the way that I look at it, right, is if I wanted somebody to find something for me, what would I say to them? So think about it like this. Think of ChatGPT as your virtual assistant. If I want my virtual assistant to do something, I have to give it clear instructions. Whatever instructions that you would give to that person, give it to ChatGPT, and that should help.
Okay. Can we use the Bing chat feature instead of OpenAI?
I'm not familiar with the Bing chat, so I can't speak on that. But you can ask ChatGPT.
Okay. How sensitive is the tool to grammar and punctuation?
Very. So you can actually tell it to be mindful of grammar and spelling. It's corrected so many errors that I have seen my clients go through. But you can also tell it to incorporate grammar errors if you want it to come off like a everyday conversation.
Okay. As a startup, is it vital to use all social media platforms all at once?
No, no, no. And in fact, what I suggest is finding where your ideal customer is on one particular platform and getting really good with that particular platform before you move on to others. Because what will happen is you'll show up on Pinterest and Facebook and all of these different platforms where your customer may not actually be and get frustrated because the results are not to your liking. You'll think, I'm doing all this work, but it's not giving you the result you want versus just showing up in one space where they clearly are. How about I give this example? Let's say you're going fishing, right? And you're going out there with a particular kind of bait. Imagine this bait being your company or your services, and you're trying to get people to sign up, right? But now instead of being in this one area where a ton of fish are that are just ready to purchase and get on that hook, you're like, you know what, I'm going to go over here today and I'm going to go over here and over there and over there and over there. And next thing you know, you're not even in front of the fish that you were trying to get because you're all over the place. Versus if you would have just stayed there and really spent the time, you would have hooked in all of your clients. So I say you don't need to attack every platform. Just go to where your clients are and get really good on that platform.
Okay, here's another one. Can ChatGPT learn from what you eventually choose to post? So it sounds more like me.
Yes. And on top of that, what you can also do is save responses. So if you find, for example, you're creating social media posts like this frequently, and you like the way that it responded, save it because then you can come back to it and ask it further prompts right off of that one. So you don't have to start all the way over from scratch again. And that's a great way that you can do that.
Okay, here's one more. Can you have it actually post to your selected social media, or do you have to do the copy paste yourself?
At this current time, you'll have to do that copy and paste yourself. However, however, there are platforms that incorporate AI into the social media content creation. So if you're in one of those platforms and they have that enabled, well, you could essentially just sign up for that, have it created and post it for you. But with ChatGPT itself, you're going to have to copy and paste. Great questions, guys. Really good questions.
Here's one more. Let's say that my niche is the same as a colleague's who also is using ChatGPT. Are we going to have the same answers from it for our social media editorial calendar? What are your recommendations to personalize the responses from ChatGPT?
So the best way to personalize the response are getting very specific on what you want it to return. I could be a cleaning person. The person right next to me could be a cleaning person. And based on the prompt that we give it, we may get completely different results. So I may say my cleaning business targets residential homes, and we're currently offering a weekly plan where we come out once a week and we clean your home. Create me a 7-day content calendar based on this. Whereas my colleague may also be a cleaning business, but they clean cars and they're in auto detailing. You're going to get different messaging. So even if we both had the same service, we can still customize it by telling it things like, I want this kind of tone. I want you to include this service that I offer. I want it to come off with jokes or some kind of humor or storytelling. You can personalize it so that you don't run into those issues.
Okay, I'm getting lots more questions here. I run a travel company. How can I make the most out of ChatGPT?
Okay, so that question will be addressed at the end. Let's say that because all of the steps that I'm going to show you today are going to show you how you can make the most out of it.
Okay. There's a way to save information about my business and settings, I think, but when I closed out and came back, it was gone. Maybe I didn't save correctly.
That's probable. I can't tell you like the support side of ChatGPT. I don't even know if they have a customer support area. They may be the better person to help you work through that issue.
Okay, if you want to look visually appealing, such as having color photo illustration, is there an AI that can add that visual/design interest?
There are some, the best thing that you could do is just go on Google and type that in. There's AI that can create images, videos, even music for you. Now that's out of scope for this presentation because we're just focusing on ChatGPT, but there are AI tools that you can use. You just have to do some Google search to find them.
Okay, if I copy and paste the answers directly, are there any copyright considerations to be aware of?
So I like to see, how can I answer this one? Because I'm not an attorney, okay? So I can't give you any legal advice or legal stuff in that realm. There's been cases about ChatGPT where there's been rulings that things that come from ChatGPT aren't copyright infringement or things like that. I can't answer that one. I'm sorry. You may want to talk to somebody else, like an attorney or someone, or do that research on your own. I don't want to lead you astray. I'm not an attorney.
Will using the word for word information chart GPT gives be considered as plagiarism? Will using the word for word information chart GPT gives me considered as plagiarism?
So ChatGPT has a way in which you can cite it. So like, let's say you were creating a blog post or a book or things like that. There is a line that ChatGPT can give, or OpenAI, where you can just copy and paste it and say this was created by you, and I don't remember the exact line, but if you just look it up, it'll have it there. So you can reduce the risk of any potential plagiarism, but don't use it to like create word for word your college essays or stuff like that. Like you may get into some serious issues, but use it as your tool. That's how I like to look at ChatGPT. It's a tool and a resource for you, but you can make it as good or as unethical as you decide.
Okay, who created Chat GPS?
No idea.
Okay.
You have to Google that one. I listen, guys. I am here to show you how to use it for your digital marketing. I am not the attorney I am not here for support or to tell you who created it. I'm just being honest because we still have a lot of slides and content to go through, but I can give you tips on the digital marketing side of ChatGPT.
Okay, 2 more questions. Plan to
Okay.
use ChatGPT for my website. Ashley, how can I contact you with your web design company to assist with building it?
So, because I am a volunteer with SCORE, I cannot work with any of you guys as far as that side of business. However, I would be more than happy to offer mentoring through SCORE where I can answer some of your questions. I can't create the content for you, but I can help you with figuring out how to incorporate some of this stuff in your business. So, Leslie, where would they go to sign up for like mentorship for us now? Do you know?
We'll show that slide at the end. So
Or
you'll get information as well as when you receive the actual recording. All right, one more question, and I think then she might need to move on. Will ChatGPT surpass Google as providing information?
that's to be discovered.
And one more, and then I think we need to move on. Can ChatGPT give a list of scientific articles on specific topic?
Yes, it can. But more to that as we get through some considerations when it comes
Uh,
to getting specific data.
All right, so I think there's another place where she'll take questions. So if you can hold it till then, there's no
Yeah.
further.
Okay. Awesome. You guys are so good. I am loving your questions, by the way. Okay, we're going to get into the next area, which is email marketing. So go to the poll. Do you currently use email marketing consistently in your business? I'm not talking about once a month or every now and then. I'm talking about to consistently nurture and engage your audience. Be honest. All right, so I see the majority have said no. Okay, excellent. So all the polls are in. So a few of you have said yes, the majority have said no. So let's talk about how you can start using ChatGPT for your email marketing. Email marketing for some people, including me in the past, was like, oh my God, what do I say to them? What would make them want to open it? Like all that kind of anxiety. ChatGPT has completely taken away because it can create attention grabbing subject lines that make people want to come in and actually see what you've written about, which can lead to higher open rates, which can lead to increased for visibility, more engagement, and ultimately more results. You can personalize your email content. So long are gone the days of sending the same kind of email to everybody on your email list. Now, with the use of customer segmentation, depending on the email marketing platform you're using, whether that's MailChimp or ConvertKit or Lead Pages, you can segment your customers and craft them specific messaging. I'll give you an example to bring a visual to this. Let's say you're a personal trainer and you have clients that are interested in weight loss. You have clients that are interested in bodybuilding, or you have clients that are interested in getting lean. Could you imagine how many people you would lose if all of your emails that you sent out were about weight loss? You'd lose your bodybuilders and you'd use your lean people. But if you can segment them appropriately, you can send them customized messages so that emails about weight loss go to the weight loss clients, emails about bodybuilding go to bodybuilding, and so forth. You can use ChatGPT to create those emails for you, as well as help you identify how to properly segment your audience. And it can help with your call to action conversion rates. As I showed you guys earlier, your call to actions are a very important piece of your marketing efforts, right? It's not enough to just post content out there. You have to tell them what you want them to do next, whether that's click a link, sign up for a form, book a phone call, purchase this, right? All of that comes from your call to action. So you can have ChatGPT create compelling call to actions that will help to improve your campaign's performance as well as your return on investment without having to spend a ton of money hiring somebody to do this for you. And this is where it gets really juicy. You can use it to help with managing your drip campaigns and your automated sequences. This is something we're going to do now. Now, there's other tools that you can use to create drip campaigns or automated sequences. And what do I mean by this when I say a drip campaign? What this means is how can I explain this? What's a good way? I'm drawing a complete blank. Okay, let's say you have a course and when people come in, you don't want them to see everything all at once. You just want them to see the first lesson, and then next week you want them to see the next lesson, and the following week you want them to see the next lesson. You can create something like this with drip campaigns within your emails. So when somebody signs up for your form, you already have several emails created, but they don't see them until a predetermined time that you set. That's what we call your drip campaigns and your automated sequences. You can do this along with your email marketing platform, like I said, whether that's MailChimp or Lead Pages, ConvertKit. But it is a great way for you to do the work up front and then let automation handle all the rest. Reduce that manual work as much as you can. Benefits: higher open rate, improved conversion rate, going to get a better return on investment. It's going to help to streamline your email marketing automation. I'm going to give you guys a real example right now. One of my clients, not Score, but one of my personal business clients had created this program, and she was manually sending emails to each person that signed up. And even though it was the same email, the same content and everything, she was spending hours manually doing this herself. And I said, well, why would you do that? Let ChatGPT create the message, set up your email marketing sequence so that each time somebody signs up for that form, they automatically get that email back. That literally saved her at least 10 hours per week in her business. And it can do the same for you, especially if you're doing all of this manually. So we're going to create a simple email funnel together. So take a look at the poll, choose an industry, and let's create a sample email funnel right now with ChatGPT. We have web designer, a credit specialist, or a graphic designer. What will you guys choose? Ooh. Okay. As I can see already, graphic designer is really taking a lead. I thought web designer was going to come up, but nope, not today. So we're going to create an email funnel for a graphic designer. Okay. I am going to copy and paste my prompt. All right, so now that I am in ChatGPT, I am going to start a new chat. I don't want it to take into consideration all of this stuff right here. So I'm going to say new chat on the sidebar. And then I'm going to copy and paste my prompt. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're struggling to figure out prompts, think about it like you're talking to an assistant, a real life assistant. So I put, I'm a graphic designer and I create high quality logos for life coaches. Create a 3-day persuasive email sequence to get people to purchase a logo from me today. Simple. You see this? What is this, like 5 seconds? How long do you think it would take you to think about what you're going to write, how you're going to write it? I mean, look at this. Are you looking to make a powerful impact in the world of life coaching? A high quality logo is your first step. I'm Ashley, a graphic designer with a passion for helping life coaches like you shine in their industry. Now, remember how you guys asked about the tone and can you make it to your tone? For me, this would be my personal tone, but let's say it doesn't match. I would say rewrite this to have a more professional tone. I am speaking to C-suite professionals. Just for example, right? Look at the difference in the tone that you get. Hmm. All right. I hope this message finds you well amidst your busy schedule. Today, I would like to provide you with a glimpse into some of the logos I have some of these words, I'm like, meticulously crafted for fellow C-suite professionals. Of course, you don't have to include that there, right? So you can always go in, read what it says, remove things that don't align with, your brand and add things that do. But it can at least give you that initial template that you need. And it already had day 1, day 2, and day 3. So you can copy and paste this, edit it, of course, and plug it into your email marketing tool. And now, instead of doing this manually every time, it's done for you. How sweet is that? All right, let's go back into the presentation. Next question I have for you is, do you create blog posts and articles for your business at this time? Yes or no? Take a minute and vote.
There was a couple comments, just while they're doing that. One was, I'm just blown away by all the possibilities here. And second, yes, you will be getting a recording of this.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do with ChatGPT and like so many ways to make it efficient and make your life like so much easier. So okay, so I see right here the majority of you do not create blog posts in your business. So and half less than half of you do. Okay. So why should you even think about creating blog posts for your business, right? Having blog posts for your business can help you in a few ways. It can help you increase your visibility. It can showcase your company as a what's the term that I want to use, as a reliable company to get services from or products from. And it can help you with getting your company and your brand in front of people for free, because when they do searches on search engines like Google, you have a higher chance of your content showing up if you incorporate SEO into your blog posts. Okay. ChatGPT can help you with that. It can help you create really engaging and unique blog posts. It can help you expand and improve on your SEO. So even if you're saying, man, I struggle with SEO, ChatGPT can do all of that for you. It can also help you improve your writing and your writing style. So gone are the days of writer's block and not knowing what to write, or creating blog posts that are filled with grammar issues and spelling and just nonsense. ChatGPT can handle all of that for you within seconds. Seconds. So SEO, this is the word that we hear all the time: search engine optimization, SEO. But what does it really mean? Well, I gave you a little bit about it, right? It's how you show up in search engines. So when you create a piece of content, if somebody goes on Google and they say, hey, I am looking for a cleaning business, if you want to be one of the people that shows up in the results, you need to make sure your content is search engine optimized. So what that includes is incorporating certain keywords and key phrases that are based off of what the end user is searching for. SEO is going to help you improve your visibility, help you gain organic traffic instead of paid traffic. But keep in mind that should you use ChatGPT to create these blog posts for you, it's going to help you improve your on-page SEO, not the entire picture of SEO, because there's other aspects of SEO, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but there's the technical, really technical side of SEO. And then there's the part of like backlinking and things like that. ChatGPT can't do that for you, but it can help you improve your on page SEO. So let's create a blog post right now. I told you this is going to be really interactive. Take a moment and go to the polls. We're going to choose a topic, create a blog post together. We've got gardening, weight loss, and plumbing. Ooh, we've got a lot of gardeners in here. All right, keep those polls coming in. We got just a couple more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, gardening it is. So we're going to create a blog post about gardening. This is great. The last time we did this presentation, we ended up looking at plumbing. So I'm excited to see what gardening creates. All right, so the first step, as I mentioned, start a new chat. And I'm placing my prompt right here, which says create a 1,000-word SEO blog post about gardening and why you must stay away from pesticides. Be sure to include the keyword pesticide. This is because this is what I want my blog post to be about. If you want your blog post about gardening to be about something else, then you're going to tell it what you want. Ooh, look at this. Look at how fast. I want you guys to tell me, like, how long, put in the chat, how long do you think it would take you to write this? Put it right in the chat. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, a day. I can tell you with full transparency, it would take me 8 hours to create this, if not more. So, introduction. Gardening is a timeless and rewarding hobby that allows us to connect with nature, cultivate beauty, and nourish our souls, right? In this blog post, we'll explore the negative impacts of pesticides on our environment and why it is essential to stay away from them in your garden. And remember, you can change the tone. You can make it more conversation-like and incorporate pronouns like me and you and I, or have it be written in third person. But literally, it created everything for you. Things that you like, things that you don't like, things you want expanded on. Expand on the health risks, right? Because that was right here, health risk. Maybe I wanted to give me more information. You can have it give you additional insight. Now you can copy and paste this into that section. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. Did you
So
guys know?
I think everyone was suggesting it would take them a long time. Forever, days, 11 years.
I love it. I love it. So look at how now this doesn't have to be a barrier for you anymore. If you were somebody who said, no, I don't incorporate blog posts, or you said yes, but you want to get more of your time back, use ChatGPT to do it for you. 11 years. Now that's good. All right. So let's take a minute and answer some questions. Let me see. We have about 9 slides left. So we will have room for more questions. So don't feel like if you don't ask your question right now, you're not going to get a chance. But if you do have a question about what we have covered so far, go ahead and ask.
I don't see any questions right now.
All right. And let's keep going.
Here's
I see
one.
a question. Okay.
Which presentation software are you using right now?
Canva. Great question. I'm using Canva. My favorite tool next to ChatGPT.
Here's another one. Ashley, you mentioned segmenting your customers. How is that done?
It's going to depend on your platform. So if you're asking for the technical side of it, it's going to depend on your platform. But if you're just wondering, like, what does customer segmentation mean and how do I do it? Well, this is a great question for ChatGPT. So all you have to do is, what is email segmentation and how do I do it? It's going to tell you everything. So I'm not going to answer, but if you put that prompt in, ChatGPT can give you everything you need. See, this
Okay,
is
here's another one. Can you talk about the differences between the free version and the paid versions of ChatGPT and about plugins?
no, because I don't use the free version. So I don't know what the limitations are. And as far as plugins, I also can't really speak to those in this presentation because that's going to go down like a rabbit hole because there's tons of different companies that can incorporate ChatGPT. So I don't want to even go down there. But I would say if you're thinking about using, plugins that incorporate ChatGPT, just do your research on Google and you'll be able to find out those answers.
Okay, is it important to hire a digital marketer to make sense of all that ChatGPT has to offer, meaning information overload?
Information overload can definitely exist. So I recommend pacing yourself. Try not to let this overload you. You will only get overloaded by what you allow to overload you. And so if you can set time aside each day, maybe that's 15 minutes to learn about ChatGPT, to take pieces of information from it so you don't become overwhelmed. That can help you with that information overload. I come from the mindset that it's always nice to have an expert leading and mentoring you because you can avoid a lot of mistakes. So you're never going to hear me tell you, no, don't do it. But if your budget is set up to where that's not, something you can do right now, or it's not something you see as a viable option, then just pace yourself.
Okay, how much does it cost for the paid version?
It's like pennies, not even pennies. It's like less than pennies. I can say for me, I use ChatGPT every single day. And by the end of the month, I've probably spent 8 cents. 8 cents.
Okay. You have a software engineer's mind, so any advice for using ChatGPT for a scatterbrain? Asking for a friend.
For a scat. Listen, don't give me too much credit. I am a classic ADHDer. So let me tell you, when we talk about scatterbrains, that is me. But I like to think about things in steps, almost like opening a jar of jelly. What needs to happen before I can get to the jelly? Well, I need to pick up the container, put my hand on the top, and spin it, right? So think about everything in steps. In order for me to get what I want from ChatGPT, I have to first get on the platform. I have to give it the information that it will need. I have to refine the information it gives back to me, and then I can use what I received. So just think about it in stages, and that should help.
Okay, here's another one. Can you improve previous articles with SEO with ChatGPT?
Yes, and what you can do is just copy and paste that article in there and say rewrite it to be SEO optimized and what keywords you want included or key phrases.
One more. Ashley, you mentioned segmenting your customers. How is that done?
So I just answered that question not too long ago where I showed you if you go into ChatGPT and you type in how do I segment my customers for email marketing, it will give you the exact steps, what that means, how to do it. And depending on the platform you're using for your email marketing, you can find out how to segment and tag based on that particular platform.
Okay, that's it for right now.
All right. You guys are so fun. I love your questions. You're giving me so much energy. All right. Do you sell to your customers directly at this time? And what I mean by this, When you're cold calling, you're warm calling, you're on the phone with them, you're in person, you're in Zoom, anywhere where you have to them, not just they can just come to your website and purchase and never talk to a human.
Ashley, it's breaking up a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on. Just,
Okay, is it better now?
yeah,
Okay,
you were
awesome.
you were just pausing a little bit, so I'm not sure.
Okay, sorry guys, things got a little unstable with the internet, but I see here that the majority of you have said yes, you do. So you're going to really enjoy where we're going next. You can actually use ChatGPT to create your sales scripts and your templates. So when you're talking to somebody, it can help you create like conversation that's persuasive and personalized and scalable so that if you hire a sales team, they can use these sales scripts and sales templates to sell for you at scale. You can also use it to help create a consistent message for the specific products or services that you're selling. And doing it this way is also very cost efficient because now you don't have to hire a sales expert to create these scripts for you. ChatGPT can do it right for you. So, when are some good times to use sales scripts? When you're having one on one calls with potential customers, when you need to do an upsell with a customer who's already a client. You can use them for your webinars or your podcasts, especially when you get to that portion where you want them to take the next step and do something. You can use it for when you're having like live sessions on social media like Instagram or Facebook. You can use these sales scripts during that time. And even at conferences, when you're doing presentations and you get to the point where you're ready to start selling, you can use these sales scripts to help you with that. I find that a lot of times when people are right on the spot when it comes to sales, they freeze because they don't know what to say. They don't know how to handle objections and they just shut down. You can use ChatGPT to help you prepare for that. Of course, you're not going to be in front of a prospect with it in your face and saying like line by line, this is what I need to say. But if you can consume it and memorize most of it, it's going to help you tremendously. So let's create a sales script right now together. We'll create a sales script for either a catering business, an dealership, or a sales script for a virtual assistant. Let's see where you guys go. Make this one count, guys. I think this is our last poll. All right. Give it 2 more seconds. 1, 2. All right. So we are going to create a sales script for a catering business. Oh, this fly. Okay. So I'm going to copy my prompt. Go to ChatGPT. New chat. And if you can be specific, you're going to get back specific results. This right here is very generic. So I said, create a high converting sales script I can use over the phone to sell my catering services to cold traffic. I'm going to add another addition to it. Be sure to include both positive and negative paths, like your happy path versus your rejection. So wow, how fun is this? Look how fast this is, right? So your positive path. Good morning. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Negative. This is not exactly what I meant when I wanted to write this. So I already see that I don't like this. So let me redo this. First, create a high. I'm going to just start a new chat. See, sometimes you'll get back stuff that you didn't expect, and that's because you weren't as specific as you wanted to be. So I'm just going to start generic and then I'm going to have it get deeper. So here we go. Okay. So start the conversation with a warm and professional greeting. Hey, I'm Ashley. I'm from, my catering company. So you want to quickly engage the process interest by mentioning something relevant to their needs and the event you're calling about. I noticed you might be planning an event and I would love to help make it a memorable one. Build rapport, right? Relate to the prospect or the event they're planning. I understand how important it is to create the perfect atmosphere and menu for an event. And I don't know, you can always add to it, right? And the long term effects that that can have for your business. Begin with an open ended question to understand their needs and preferences. Could you tell me more about the type of event you're planning and what you have in mind for catering? Okay, so this is really nice, right? But what happens when you start like dealing with rejections? Create rejection scenarios and how to address them. So maybe the prospect says something like, your catering services are too expensive. Well, now, okay, maybe you didn't even think that that could potentially be a rejection scenario. This can help you identify what people may say no, right? You can say, I understand that budget is a significant concern. However, let me explain why our pricing is what it is, right? That said, we're flexible and can work within your budget. Is there a specific price range that you have in mind, right? We've already committed to another catering service. I appreciate your honesty. Could you share what led you to choose the other catering service? Um, it's always a good practice to have a backup plan, and we can discuss that as well. Right. So now you have like an idea of what people may say. So instead of being on the spot and you're like, oh my God, this person just said, I'm not interested. What should I say? You already know you can say, like, we're here to help and assist you with any of your event planning needs because you've already seen that particular scenario. So that's one example of how you could use this within your business. Now, I want to talk about some of the best practices when using ChatGPT for your digital marketing. You want to review and monitor the responses that you get back. Please do not just copy and paste without actually reviewing the feedback that you receive. And the reason being is you may receive responses that are not to your company's branding or tone. What you got back is not what you intended to get back. And sometimes you need to check for accuracy and relevance, especially if you're looking at things that are data heavy or require factual knowledge. For example, like we mentioned before, can it create a list of articles that were done for like scientific studies or attorney cases for law? When you get that kind of stuff back, take it a step further and do research to make sure that stuff actually exists. And not just that, but that it is like it's being interpreted how it's supposed to be interpreted. You want to make sure that you're getting feedback consistently from your client base, and you can do that by conducting like surveys, polls, focus groups, and see like, do they like what they're receiving right now? You don't have to tell them this is all ChatGPT created content, but you can ask them like, do you like how frequently do you like receiving emails? Do you like the content that you're receiving? Do you find these blog posts to be engaging or interesting to you? Get that feedback so that you can tailor your content to your audience's true needs. Okay. So I want to give you guys some next steps and things that you can do. So you can sign up for ChatGPT by going to chat.openai.com. It's free to sign up and to get started. I think once you get over a certain word count, then it or like a certain month or so, then it will ask you to sign up for a paid version. And like I said, I use it every single day heavily. And I probably pay like 8 cents a month. You can try an experiment with creating the following. Create your own 7-day social media content calendar and actually use it in your business so that you're not just learning the stuff, but you're using it and you're using it to take your business to the next level. Use it to create your social media captions. Use it for your persuasive emails. Use it for your email funnels, right? Create an email funnel that contains 3 emails and learn how to segment your email platform so that you can create drip campaigns and automated funnels. Create one SEO blog post, right? And then create one sales script. And for those of you who are feeling like this could be overwhelming, don't do it all in one day. Matter of fact, you can break this up. Day 1, create your 7-day social media content calendar. Day 2, your captions. Day 3, your persuasive email, right? And just break it up. And then last but not least, because you signed up, we are going to be sending you out a PDF, which will contain a few prompts that you can use with ChatGPT so that you can really get off on a good start without trying to figure out exactly what you should post into ChatGPT or what prompts to use. This can help you on your way. Okay. Now, this is the last chance to ask any questions that you have. So, with that being said, what do you got?
Can ChatGPT be used to create pages on websites like main page, sales page, and other?
It can be used to create the copy, so all of the words, but like the design aspect of the web page, no. But all of the sales copy and text, yes. Good question.
Any other questions? No more questions? Oh, here's one. Can you embed ChatGPT in your website search engine?
You'll need to clarify because I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. Can you clarify that question, please?
I want to have a excuse me. I want to have a secret question and have ChatGPT give the secret answer.
I'm sorry. I have no idea. I can't follow what you mean, so I apologize.
Okay, here's another question. How often do you suggest doing marketing emails? In my personal experience, I don't like getting tons of emails.
Yeah, and most people don't, especially if all of your emails are sales related. Like people will get to a point where they will stop opening your emails if they think it's all going to be selling, selling, selling. So I think there's a really good balance, and you're going to have to determine that based on your audience. So a good rule of thumb is find out what your audience likes first. And that's why I said you could create a poll or a survey and ask them, how frequently do you like it when companies reach out to you? And let the data make that determination versus like a generic, oh, 3 times a week or 1 time a week. Your audience may say 1 time a week is not enough because they love your content, or they may say that's too much. So get your clients' feedback first. Start out doing once a week or so, and then find out what they like and go from there.
Okay, no more questions. So as I mentioned earlier, you will be receiving this recorded webinar following the webinar. And thank you, Ashley, for all the great information. I think people found it incredibly helpful and engaging and really informative. So SCORE is here to help you with your next steps on your business plan and challenges. So please reach out to SCORE, and you're not alone. You can request a SCORE mentor by going to our website link shown here or calling. So next slide. Here is our contact information. This is, you can talk to our administrator, who is Catherine Weissenberger, and she can help you to go through the online process to schedule a mentoring session. So this information is available, and we will also send it out in the presentation. There are a couple more quick questions here. So let me see if we can answer these. Is live chat, for instance, when on Amazon and chatting with an agent, is that artificial intelligence answering your questions?
Some platforms do use artificial intelligence to answer them. I can't specifically speak to Amazon, but you will see that some companies do have AI in place to handle that. Now, there's some, pros and cons to doing that. The fact that one particular con is that you don't really have all the control in what AI provides back, which could become a PR nightmare depending on the response. But you can look into some programs that give like parameters, and that may be able to help. Amazon in particular, I'm not sure, but some companies do use it for that.
Okay, this is a poll that SCORE has for you, sort of the end of the webinar, just so we can try and make sure that we plan webinars according to time and interest, etc. So if you could take a few minutes, it's always helpful for us. If you could take a few minutes to answer these to help us.
Yeah, so like what time of the day do you prefer to attend? If you found this to meet your expectations,
Yes, and
it
they're
would be
asking
really
about
appreciated.
requesting you as a mentor. And again, going back to what we showed earlier, using this is our contact information that you can use to find a SCORE mentor. And typically, since Ashley is a subject matter expert, you would be assigned a mentor and use Ashley as a working with that mentor.
Yep.
Is
So
typically
then
how.
when you register, so when you register, you'll likely get a different mentor into digital marketing, ChatGPT, or website design and development. Then those mentors usually bring me on, and then I co-mentor with them so that I can answer those more technical questions for you.
A lot of good feedback. Thanks so much, Ashley, and enjoyed your interactive presentation style and use of polls.
Hey, awesome.
Great. So again, you'll be receiving this. It'll have all the information, and please feel free to reach out to request a mentor. We're here to help you and your business, and check out the website because there is a lot of great information on there. And we really appreciate you joining us and taking the time, and hope you have a great day.